you wanna play the actual game. You don't wanna be a DD player, right? Say that you wanna play D&D, but you don't. No.
I don't know, man. You're the one canceling sessions, not me.
Fuck.
I'll be
How
here every Saturday.
how about you DM something, motherfucker? Anyway, welcome. Today we'll have the
But I have to be a chef to taste good food.
good food, motherfucker.
Okay, bitch, yes, you have to DM my ass, bitch. Start the game.
Well, welcome to D&D. Oh. Jesus fucking Christ.
What did you mean with this?
Shut the fuck up. Fuck up. I still record these shits, remember? Remember, I record this. I record everything. There you go. So Andel's gonna join us soon, TM. So with that being said, give me a second, and I'm gonna ask you a simple question.
Yes, I'm ready.
Shut the fuck. Let me ask the question, you bitch. Motherfucker can't let me finish.
I've been waiting 2 weeks for this.
And I also been waiting 2 weeks. Shut the fuck up. Anyway, with that being said and done, is everybody ready to begin?
Yeah.
Yes.
And the music pod is not working.
Yeah.
God fucking damn it.
It's been a brutal session. Yeah, listen, the bot's fault, not my fault. I was very eager.
Yeah, buddy.
So I was very eager to start the game today, but sadly,
Fucking Sally.
sadly.
Who is he? Why can't I read you?
Okay. So, I'm gonna, it's gonna come over. So, but shut the fuck up. Okay. There you go. Good work.
Let's fucking go.
Anyway, so why is it not working? Please. Thank you. Okay. So, with that being said and done, last we left off, you were free to go. You were free to explore the city and the surroundings however you see fit. Go to the tailor in Paris tailoring emporium. Get yourself outfitted for your upcoming mission, whatnot. All of you did that shit separately, individually, because you're no friends. It's fair enough. All of you, please. Yes. Finally, thank you.
Music.
There you go. All of you, well, during your own adventures, did your own little things, and
yes,
I suppose had your own little consequence. Now, how this is gonna play out is instead of all of you doing the same dialogue option over and over again, all of you have your own designated time windows when you need to come back. And I have a simple question, because you're not friends. You only were there because you had to. Let's start with the simplest one. Ori. Do you remember how many days you still have left?
How many is... I went out for 1 day.
No. How many days until your Greycoat is done?
Oh, my Greycoat.
Yeah.
2, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Jinya, do you remember how many days you have to wait?
I have 2 days left to wait, I believe.
And of
It was
course,
3 days. Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, Alera, how many days do you need to wait?
3.
Good, everybody remembers. Very good. So,
Just
so
quizzing us.
I'm gonna put this pretty simply. So, all
Wait,
of
no,
what?
no, it's ready by tomorrow 9 p.m.
Yes. So it's one day technically.
Yeah.
Or today is the day. So that's gonna be pretty fucking easy. Uh, let's start with Ori then. What would you do up until you need to get your shit?
Considering I don't have much to do at the the table,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go out and uh, be Superman once again.
Okay. Sure. Sure.
Like what time is it right now?
Well, when you wake up, it's probably like 6 in the morning because you kind of just came back,
Uh,
went to sleep, wake up. There's nothing
okay,
there.
6 in the morning. How from here to the theater? How much time is it?
About an hour and a bit, give or take.
And okay, I'm gonna like on my way there, take every errand I see, every side quest.
Every side quest.
Should round up to 3 hours.
Roll me 7D100s. Because of one of the people's actions, I might be a little bit limited, so I want to make sure everybody has whatever they want.
Mhm. It's not ominous at all.
No, it's not, of course. I would be ominous at all. Anyway, I need to do this. But this I'm on. Good, good. Oh. Well, put it simply, early in the morning, people have not even risen. There's nothing to do at the beginning, and then about 7:30 in the morning, a lot of people are coming out of the buildings into the streets,
Mm.
piling. No work to be found. Actually, there is no work to be found.
Damn.
So you just gonna wander around from street to street and just kind of hope that there is something to do until your time it comes, right?
Okay, if I find absolutely nothing to
Yeah.
do, uh, I will go to Red Marble Street House to
Yeah.
my elf mage guy.
Yeah. You go in there. Uh, at about
Is the store open?
the store is not open. The store is open at 9 in the morning. Wait a little bit.
Okay, I knock on the door.
Well, you knock, and then after a good minute or so, a familiar elf uh, opens the curtain slightly, and he sees you a bit curiously, just kind of waves, just kind of speaks
Hey,
through
good
the
morning.
uh morning.
Need any help setting up shop?
kind of He kind of opens the window slightly, looks back. There is a lot of boxes and crates.
I do a nod and walk in.
I really don't have any more gold. I can give you some tea though.
Yeah, sure. That's good.
He nods. After a few seconds, opens up the door, lets you in. Uh,
Also, an important thing I haven't asked earlier.
Huh?
How about we share our names? We've done all this anonymously. Mamori, you?
They call me Taz. Sick.
What a fine name.
Quick check while you're searching. You can hear me, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Sorry for the delay. Family issues.
So,
That's okay.
put it simply, this shop, like, if you're willing to just work for Taz for, I guess, making sure he can set up shop, it would take quite a while. But it would
How
basically, it
how
would,
much time is quite a while?
well, there's not really much heavy lifting as much as there is just unpacking and putting everything where it should be and making sure actually everything is there.
Fast I can do this.
I mean, it's not about how fast you can do it, it's about actually it's magical items. You don't want to have one misplaced.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean he's gonna
'Cause-
be guiding me, no?
Yeah. I mean, he needs. So, can you roll me just a dexterity check? A simple dexterity check. I'm sorry. Ah. I mean, yeah, you do. I would say. Second. Okay.
I don't like the sound of that.
Shut up, shut up. Well, it takes you about 4 hours to get all the shelves filled with magical curiosities, amulets, necklaces, big bags of magical reagents, dusts, other things, and the shop actually becomes an actual shop. A lot of things are placed everywhere, and well, 4 hours pass. And I guess the shop is ready to open. Taz looks a bit calm, relieved. Seemingly everything is in order. No boxes have been gone missing. No items have been lost or stolen. Can you roll me an Arcana check, Corey?
An arcana. Mm. I'm using up all my luck way too early on this.
You quickly glance through all the items. All these items are weak. They're not like powerful, strong magical artifacts. They're like these baubles and more like utility-based items rather than actual powerful trinkets that would aid in any significant way. However, nevertheless, after all those 4 hours done and basically double checking everything is right, Kaz looks a bit proud at everything, then looks back at you and kind of gives a wide berth with his hand. Well,
I do this. Just look at the store, proud as well.
Well, I don't have any gold. However, since you did help me quite a bit yesterday and today, take a pick. Anything in my shop, one item. It's for free.
One night. Okay, what's there?
There is a massive list of items of utility from. Okay. Yes, just to make it shorter, I'll DM you whatever the choice is, because it's basically a lot of very niche yet oddly specific items, like a cloak that makes you slightly warmer, slightly colder, a talisman that protects you from rain, a stone
Damn.
that tells you when it's dusk and dawn exactly, like a lot of stuff. So you figure out what you want, but besides that point, it's not evening yet. Noon.
It's okay. You DM me the list of things. I'm gonna
Yes.
pick one later.
Yeah.
For now, it's noon,
You
right?
can
It's
you
12.
could you can chill in the shop. I mean, you can just stay with the guy until it's actually time to go, or you can just be like, "Yep, thanks, bye." That's that type of deal.
I lose nothing by staying. I have nothing else to do, anyways.
Sure. In that
Yeah.
case, roll me 6d12s.
Okay. Uh,
Andela, also, I have a question for you. How many days until your great coat is ready? You remember still? It's been a while.
Over 2 or 3 days, if I recall correctly.
So,
are you telling me I arrived there first?
well, funnily enough, with the jobs are being done, there is no real uh way to not open the shop and let people come in. Although as the shop is open, nobody really comes through for the entire day, and you're just kind of waiting in the store, hoping that somebody comes by. Some people walk by the street, look at the thing, but neither approach nor go inside. And the whole day, Ori, until evening, you basically spend with Taz, your newfound friend and companion, sharing
Just
tales.
maintaining this.
Can you roll me a D1000? Ooh.
Sounds like a good number.
Despite of the actual significance of it being true or not, uh, you're being told that somewhere to the south, in the forests, next to the ceasefire line, he has been hearing rumors from the people who ran from those places, as now they're abandoned, as some blood creatures started to roam the forest. The thing that piques your interest about it is the way he describes these blood creatures are eerily resemble uh the creatures you witnessed in the cave. It leaves you to two conclusions. Either the blood creatures he mentioned were the same creatures you dealt with in the cave, or there's another source of these blood creatures somewhere else in the region or the world. Oh. So yeah.
Okay. Okay, so now it's time for
Yeah.
the Greek cloak, correct?
Yes.
Okay, I give Taz a high five. Tell him I'm off on my merry way now. I have stuff to do. I've got places to be,
Yeah. So.
and beeline for the
Very well.
tailor.
Very well. So it takes about 10-15 minutes to run, but I mean, you're kind of told just a particular timetable, not exact time. You make it to the Emporium. It is closed technically by the time you get there. However, you do see um a high a tall elf immediately see you through the windows and unlock the door and let you inside, telling you that Master Ferris has been awaiting you on the second floor.
Okay. I go upstairs to Ferris's room.
So, now where you saw the sewing machines are basically, there's like these metal coils at the bottom. Seeing the pedals that power the machine, they're burning hot red, seemingly cooling off or whatever was happening. As there are two halflings. One you remember as the one who kind of looked at you like you were like not supposed to be there, while the other looks well, a lot older and female that seem to be sewing the last threads into the back of this. The best way you can describe it is a dark a, a dark gray corset with slightly light gray buttons. Uh, can you roll me a religion check, Ori?
Okay. Plus...
For some reason, looking at this thing, it looks nice, it looks comfortable to wear, but somewhere in your spine it tingles out of, not out of excitement or like um possibilities of what this can do, but almost like fear, anxiety kind of slightly piles up in your skull as a familiar fella comes through the office with his cigar. A second? I know who this guy is.
Return of the King.
I know he is the best boy. On. Why can I not find him? I love this.
Just scroll up.
Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. I know. Hold on. I love this image so much. It goes so fucking hard. Yeah, this guy, Master Ferris, comes out of his office smoking a cigar.
That's the image you used for him.
Yeah, cause that's how he looks. Oh my, yeah.
He goes so fucking hard. Okay, I see him, he pulls up.
Well, he kind of takes another drag, walks up closer, kind of gives a rub through the back as kind of scoots away the tailor's working on it, and then kind of steps aside, looking at you. Well, come on, try it on. I don't have all night.
Damn, this looks nice. I get closer, grab the thing.
Can you roll me another religion check?
Look where this is going. Oh no.
You don't know why, but instinctually you want to grit your teeth when you touch the cloth. The cloth is silky and smooth. It's lightweight in your hands, but doesn't seem like it could break. But something in your mind screams. You have no clue what though. As you let the voice drown.
Okay, I wear the cloak.
Well, the buttons unbuckled. You get into this gray coat. It's weird. It's both very flexible and light, like just a very well maintained piece of clothing, but also it feels heavy, but not in a weight, but more like almost like a burden of some sort. Although that sensation slowly but surely fade away, and you kind of feel attuned to it. And as soon as that sensation of anxiety fades away, you feel on edge all of a sudden. You feel sharper. You feel more observant, and suddenly just a lot weirder.
Is my perception is better now.
Who knows? Uh, although the man Ferris stares at you, smoking a cigar. Satisfied?
Yeah, it looks nice, fits nice. What enchantments they have on this?
For you, like you prescribed, you wanted something durable, and you gain durability. My
Okay.
my advice to you, even though it's pretty primitive, sleep with it. Sleep in it, more specifically. It will help.
What do you mean sleep in it? What's gonna happen?
Well, you will be attuned to it. It
Okay.
feels
Okay.
might feel a bit janky at first, but I was told from experience of other customers.
Get used to it.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks for the hard work.
Just nods. I get out of my store.
Damn. Okay. Okay. I leave again. Okay. Now everything currently equipped
Uh,
is the
yes,
is
I'll give you the stats.
pants, the bandana,
Yeah, pants, bandana.
the where is it? The plain shirt.
Yeah, the nice shirt and the boots. Then
Plain shirt. And then
for the other two people, however, and the
brown
Lyra.
boots. And send me stats for the
Yes, I will. So, that being said, Andala, Alera, you both actually have well, Alera, you have certainty that you were told 3 days. Andala, you got an uncertainty of 2 or 3 days. Ori has his own little devices to deal with afterwards that will come to soon. However, Alera, Andala, you are not friends. You don't have any friends. You work on your own devices, and you have your own methods of doing things. It's your little adventure showcased. You have your dates with the tailor, unbeknownst to anybody else. What would you do in your own separate time, individually, as people?
Would you like to go first, Alara?
I'd prefer, honestly, that Angela goes first.
If
Yeah, I
that's
don't
switched,
mind.
I can do that.
Yes.
Um, I'll continue making my way through the city.
Mm-hmm.
Just generally exploring, learning the layout. Um, I'm gonna continue trying to find like more sources that make me reflect like that mirror did. Just in general, looking into more artisanal work, like people making clothes, mirrors, bottles of alchemy, like glass blowing work, people doing stuff like this.
Hmm.
And aside from that, if I recall correctly, it was called the Blue Temple.
Yes.
Um, I would actually unironically try to find that.
Okay. Roll me the trio of perception, investigation, and persuasion,
Mhm.
and then 12 D100s.
Okay. Perception and persuasion, right?
Yes, and investigation.
19 and investigation 12 and then 12d100.
Yes.
A
So,
94 and a 6.
so you wander through the city again of Derek, back from the basically the beginning. God damn it! You don't like you ask about for a bit, maybe a mirror store or alchemy store, to figure out if there's any source, any particular connection you could find with what you witnessed yesterday, while of course making your main objective the Blue Temple that you of course figured out and got semi directions towards it. Well, when it comes to your mirrors and glasses and any potential chemical concoctions, you were told that the people well, besides old ladies telling you a bunch of mythos and uh legends about mirrors and how you can see your soul to your loved ones, to etc., etc., but nothing is
Mm.
a straight proven fact. When it comes to the alchemy thing, you get a very odd reference to a person you think you know, as a few people mention of a druid from Lenriton or the surrounding forests to the north of it. Because a
What
lot
are
of
you doing here?
no, he's not here. They're mentioning some sort of druid, some sort of
Okay.
hermit is from there. Because Lenriton is now in everybody's mind because there was
Of course,
a
yeah.
chemical attack. So uh they're telling that he might be a person that might, because he cured all kinds of ailments and people seek him out, and when it comes to alchemy, he
Mm.
might help you out a lot. uh those are alchemical stores, but they really sell very basic things. they don't they don't have anything when it comes to memory loss or regaining memory. They have basic uh poison resistance, removing poisons, basic healing potions that are quite expensive, and other alchemical ingredients, very basic ones at that. However, would you take the tram to try to traverse the city faster? Because
I
the
think I will.
ginger, you will. Okay. Can you roll me a persuasion check?
I shall. That one.
Okay. You
I
tried.
personally assume that it's the city. It has to be the city somehow.
No, I mean, you know it's in the city. You know that you have the general direction that you need to go even more northeast from the parliament. That's where you're told. Exact location you don't know. Uh, the best you have is going to the Parliament Square and hope that you're gonna just head northeast and just, because nobody helps you. Nobody knows what you're talking about. What Blue Temple? What
Mm. Yeah,
uh
kindly fuck you as well.
making your way through the tram, getting a quick journey upwards. Uh you do find yourself back on on the square, and you do find a very large gathering of people by the Parliament. less of a riot, more like a, well, an actual like large gathering. There's several hundred people there, uh, seemingly waiting for something or someone, as the actual entrance to the parliament seems to be off limit at the moment.
From afar, can you tell something about that? Like, what's happening? If there's
Roll
something
me
happening?
perception check.
Another nat one.
No.
Like I said, it's something about the city. I've been rolling nat ones ever I got into this fucking city.
It's all the white. Not only marble, it's everything is paid in white. No.
I'm freaking blind here.
Fucking white is your weakness. Uh so I mean, there's, you can always just go and try to figure out what's going on, or you could just go in the hope you can find the temple. Just, you know, going at it. Hope that you manage to get yourself there. How would you do it?
Wait a second. For the fun of bullshit.
Uh-huh.
Um, Andela has never done this, so it's questionable how serious he takes it and how serious it is taken in general.
Uh-huh.
But would just find a quiet place somewhere out in the city,
Uh-huh.
take like a bench or whatever, like public park, whatever the fuck is available.
Huh?
Um, Honestly, I assume a public park would be quite difficult to find. Ignore that part.
Yeah.
Anyway, point is, he just kind of sits around, finds a place, and not quite in a prayer because like he has never prayed in his living memory.
Uh-huh.
But he's just sitting here. Salute, not salute. God, I'm still Nathan. Um,
Uh-huh.
Mishra, show me where your temple is. I have a
Roll.
question to you specifically.
Roll me a D100.
Only one. 40.
As soon as you say that and you kind of look around, almost like, my answer, you see a massive blue bird fly overhead, almost nearly missing you by a few inches, seemingly flying to the northeastern direction, kind of low to the ground, and seemingly flapping its wings heavily. You don't know if it's a
Mm,
sign or a coincidence, but
There's genuine confusion. Huh, I didn't expect that to work. Uh, but he is optimistic enough that he will follow this, just partially only really for the curiosity
all right.
to see what's happening. I know
Well,
already I will be blasted by the girl, but
well, it
this is
takes
literally
you.
just a bird.
It takes you about 20 minutes to follow, and you do actually. Well, in in the Marble City, you do not find any other building that is not of white color, either by marble stone or because it's been painted like that and it's very fucking annoying. However, that all of a sudden changes as you do follow the bird, and of course you can see overhead where it's flying, but you can't really track it just straight on. They just use the direction where it was going, and eventually you do come across just a massive, seems to be a mausoleum, some sort of odd building, not much of a church, some sort of elevated, like a monastery. And the thing that's weird about it, it's in the middle of white marble. There is this blue structure, this light blue, almost like the sky itself. You don't know where the bird is. You assume maybe the bird flew somewhere else, but clearly You're looking for a blue temple, and this is the only blue structure ever seen in the city that it actually seems to have other color than white when it comes to buildings.
Mm. Hey, an upgrade.
Yeah, going to the building closer, you realize something, and you probably you know, roll me a religion and a history check.
I can. God, they are both piss poor. And I roll, of course, I roll a nat 20 on the religion and a nat 20 on the history. What the actual fuck?
Okay.
I'm
You
sorry. What the
you
fuck?
you realize everything of this monastery is in some sort of elevated position, a bit like 12, 15 feet from the actual rest of the street. As you start to climb the stairs, which are also these, which you realize is blue tinted marble, which you honestly never seen before or witnessed before. But then you walk up and you feel your head sweat. You feel your hands slightly tremble. You feel suddenly just extremely weak.
Confused beyond all bounds.
And for a second, you don't know what's going on. But then you you feel the sudden gust of wind on your ankles and on your feet. Something suddenly seems to be blowing wind inwards into the museum or the library or the temple. And it's very cool air that almost makes you wanna lay on the floor because you suddenly became so feverishly hot. You know instinctually, for some reason, this is something close. You've been here before, you've done something here before, and it's not happening at the present, but you're reliving something very off. As all of a sudden, the wind sensation fades, the coolness on your feet fade, and the feverish sweat breaks and stops. You felt like you just got tossed near a volcano for a good half a minute and pulled out, kind of twitching as your muscles seem to be starting to recover for whatever you were succumbed to. Whatever happened here, you were a part of this. You did something here. But what? Really have no clue. Also, did the bot just die?
Yeah, the bot just died.
What fucking killed itself?
The crime was
Kindly fuck you.
the crime was so great it fucking died.
Damn, bro, what the fuck did he do?
The crime was too great. The punishment was death.
The bot has indeed agreed.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Okay, I'm AFK for one moment. Ping me if something involving me happens.
So, with that being said and done, wait a second. I'm gonna play this. Yeah. Would you enter?
Let me wait for the music to start to decide.
Oh, you want to know what the feeling is gonna be like? I don't know if the bot is gonna recover, so I need your answer.
Oh, the bot is very much having a stroke right now.
Yeah.
Ignoring that part, seeing that I am very much not wanted here and realizing that this is not the first time that this has happened, I will in fact enter. As much as I hate the idea of it, like I'm kind of fighting within myself to do it, but
Do you hear the music, by the way?
yeah, I do.
Okay.
I don't know if that made it better or worse.
You wander inside the blue temple. Uh, and well, for you, you were told that this is a library. You can see it's a library. You see several big flags in all sorts of languages, proclaiming it. But something wants you to call a temple. Something here happened. Something you're trying to figure out yourself. Your brain, your mind seems to be rushing somewhere. You don't even know where. You feel guilty, feel anxious. But really, what you can see is, well, an open door and, well, what was described a temple that was once dedicated to Mistra, now dedicated to being a place of learning. Hundreds of bookshelves on 3 floors of the temple, filled with books, with a dozen of readers reading them, and a handful of librarians just kind of either enjoying themselves on a chair or just wandering the library. How would you like to proceed, Angela?
Heading inside, is there... You said the feeling faded,
Yes.
but... You know when you did something, how do I phrase it? When you've been to a bar and you had a hangover from it,
Mm-hmm.
and you look at the bar again while sober, and you still feel that slight tingle like that was a bad night.
Yeah.
Is there anything akin to that kind of feeling inside of the place?
You
Something
feel
that feels like it's repulsing me?
you feel guilt. You don't know why, but you feel guilt, like you wronged this place.
Okay. I'll just head inside and wander across, seeing if anything specific speaks to me. I'll
Roll,
try to absolutely like burn the memory of how the fuck I got here into my mind.
roll me a 2d100. Ooh. Okay, let me give you an image. Not full. For some reason, it is very diminished. Its statues, its structure of what used to be demolished or maybe misplaced, but removed, replaced with basic wooden bookcases and, well, books of just literature. Nothing too much thought-provoking or very exciting. However, you see something like this. Somewhere in your mind, it races back to something that it isn't here. You feel a sudden pull of the wind, appearing, disappearing. Feel your skin flicker by a sudden gust of wind, even though your robes, well, not robes, but your clothing stay still. Something is here. You've been here before. Did something here, but you don't really remember what. But a single voice in your own mind called out to a question to you, Andala. How old are you?
I'll break away from that image and try to find a librarian.
The librarian are pretty simple. They're very fine, like not finely, but like have a simple robe, nice little jacket beneath it, and well, the first one you find would be a human, mid-20s, pretty pretty just bored by the way it looks, not very motivated. Just kind of looks
On
at you.
my way to him, like before I see him, ideally, um, I'm going to just pick a random book out of one of the bookshelves.
Yeah, just like random recipes of cooking.
Good enough for my purpose. Um, it just so it looks like I'm not only here for the question I'm about to ask.
Uh-huh.
With the book in hand, like kind of having that under my arm, like if it's a bigger book, I assume it's like half my size, so who
Mhm.
cares? Um, I'm just gonna be sitting there. I'm not sitting. I would be approaching him. May I ask a question, sir?
Of course.
Um, I have been told that this library has been a temple before.
The
Do you know
man
anything about that?
the man nods. Yes, it was.
When has it been turned into a library?
Oh, sighs a bit. And I really don't know. I know somebody who knows, but not me. I'm just here to
You direct me to that person?
give. He kind of gives you a motion with his hand to follow.
I'll follow. Somewhere along the way, I'm going to drop the cooking book on some random desk. Somebody gets the blessing of a cooking book about I don't fucking know.
Random spells.
Regional mushrooms and how to properly use them in stew.
Yeah. There
Yeah,
you
I'll be
go.
following him.
No, 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 no. And well, you get led for a bit, and you do get led into basically a corner. For a second, you think that you're gonna be led to, well, you're gonna be led to like maybe an off building or somewhere else. But no, it's literally just a corner, and in the corner itself, what seems to be like cushioned woolen, well, chairs sits a 7 foot tall, blindfolded dragonborn. Scales of. Oh, there you go. Oh, yeah. Scales of. What describes old age clearly are visible. One's probably a brilliant blue coloration, now is faded green and mainly gray. Scarred tissue over his face and hands, bandaged and, well, hidden.
Hmm?
He immediately stares at both of you approaching. Doesn't say anything, just kind of waits. And the man proclaims slightly loudly, "Old man, another one here for your tales." Man nods, and then with his staff pokes you, Villa. If you're within reach, or he tries to
I
like
probably am.
pokes you. Ah, I recognize.
There's a very short flinch where Andala was about to pull out his gun.
You can leave us now, young one, as the Dragonborn looks at the human, and the human just kind of sighs, shrugs. Whatever, old man. The Dragonborn immediately shifts his gaze towards you. Blind, clearly. There is, on his left eye, a massive gash, horizontally. That is covered by a band, but you assume whatever is underneath is not exactly proof. My name is Cyrus. I'm an old denizen of these lands. I've been granted a natural lifespan. You. I remember you. I think I do. What do you want from me?
Do you remember when I was last here?
I assume you are the person I think. Oh, about 80, 70 years ago?
Andala makes a mental note of that? Okay, I'm at the very least 80 years old. What the fuck happened in that time? Um, do you remember why I was here?
He grits his teeth. Why do you ask me such foolish questions? Is this some sort of mockery?
Because somebody has cursed me to forget. And I'm trying to undo that crime.
I see. Why do you think you were judged so harshly like that?
Because I probably did something worthy of being punished. I was told I was supposed to be put to death.
Do you think
I at
what you
least want to
did
know my crime.
here is deserving of such?
I do not know.
Yes.
Andala genuinely thinks for a while.
When you think, the Dragonborn's face contorts to this hostility, this almost bitterness. You can hear his teeth clench, start to slowly grind, awaiting your answer. You can see he uses his hands against the staff with intensity as he seemingly starts to,
Grow impatient.
not impatient, more like he seems to sink his teeth into the wood and start to scrape it. Can you roll an insight check?
I can. Wasn't that one of the nice ones I upgraded? 21.
With some certainty, could hit you, would definitely impale you, staff that he holds. But he's not very certain where you are at the
There's.
moment, so he won't.
That's a lot of hostility. Very good to know.
For some
Uh,
reason, you have wronged this person, and the more you speak with him, the more he's certain you're him.
am I part of the reason why you cannot see anymore?
The clenching continues until a very forceful mouth open. Yes.
Did I inflict that scar?
So, I I believe so. Told me to forgive. Yet, but I have neither forgiven or forgotten.
Andala relaxes a bit, and he looks up to where, in like this double vision you described earlier,
Mm-hmm.
um, the altar would have been in the temple.
Yes.
And in his mind, he just says to himself, and like in this like self-reflective style, I have maimed people worse than this in the last few months, the last few weeks. I've killed hundreds, and I'm pretty sure I've wounded those far worse than he is wounded right now. There is much more beyond that scar, and I aim to figure that part out. And immediately after that, I'll turn back, and I want to see if he starts reacting to that without, even though it was only directed at the altar.
His his head slightly curves around back and behind or something. And looks back at you and then looks down and sighs.
Is she still here?
Oh, you're a companion?
No. I'm asking him specifically, is she still here?
Ah. He all of a sudden he has your full attention. What do you mean by that?
Not to offend, though I think we're way past that point. Taking the light of day is not something that would label you a heretic. Whatever I did was way worse than just blinding you.
You're asking if she is here.
Well, this isn't her temple anymore.
But
Or at least that's that's at least what I've been told.
there is a very long draw silence as through one of many dangling ropes grabs and pulls out a very old and what seems to be more like a jagged piece of metal than a symbol devoted to a god. He kind of pulls it out and looks at it, fine highs. Our temple is the world. Features some magic. Live, they die. As long as there is magic, this world, the world is the.
Andala turns away from him and looks towards center of the room again, this time speaking out loud. So you're listening from everywhere. Out loud saying this again, he doesn't really care if the old guy hears it.
There's no response.
Yeah. once again, one more sentence for him. I really don't know what the fuck I did to you. I'm not one to pray. Whatever I did before that. God, I'd like to know.
Then hope for salvation from her. If you truly wish to
Starvation.
know, if you really wish to seek, come here, exhausted, near brink of death. Come here at the dusk, and I'll place you where at the altar. If you wish, remember, maybe she would grant you pain to bring. Snarls again. Not speak. But she can speak. She will. Those are her demands. And I will assist. Not willingly.
While he is saying that, I would like to approach him much closer than the range of his staff. Do I have to roll stealth to avoid, like, him noticing that?
You can roll me stealth.
Just for the fun on that one here would be great. At 21.
You don't know if he sees you or acknowledges you, but you can get surpass his staff.
In that case, and I'll knock him on the shoulder, I'll see you at the brink of death. Been there before and I'll be there again.
See.
Won't be long. And I'll make my way into the library.
Huh?
My quick question right now. Do I have a knife on me?
Yes, you do.
From my double vision of the temple, do I see how the symbol of Saloon looks? Not Saloon.
Mistra?
Mistra.
Roll me a perception.
Double vision and trying to make out details. 6.
You try, but then suddenly there is this head hurts, pain, and then the library returns to normal to pull itself, and you for a second feel your mind shake off, like, oh, like you just had a bad daydream.
I'm gonna sit down at a table. Ideally one that's a bit like secluded, maybe not in the middle of the room. Ideally one where I don't see a librarian anywhere near. And I'll take the knife and I'll carve something into the table.
Oh, okay. Clearly you can find a place which is with no table, which is occupied, and of course doesn't have the side of a librarian. What are you gonna carve in?
For reference, I have leatherwork, his medical, weavers, tinkers, and thieves' tools proficiencies. I think one of those applies. I mean, I don't have wood carving, but like anything
Yeah.
similar.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
And I'll like carve a line above everything, and like in my head, or like whisper to Mistra, and I'll carve in 4 lines. Mastery to the strong, prosperity to the stronger, memory to the strongest, and I'll earn my right to each. This is my contract to you. If I don't make it here back to the brink of death, I'll earn my right to do it.
Oh. Okay. You etch.
Call this an attempted divine contract by somebody who is very clearly not classified and capable of doing it.
Yeah. Are you just gonna like write it on top of a table or just under it?
I'll write it straight on top. Ideally, so that it's kind of facing the middle of the room,
See.
or like
Okay.
the temple.
And what would you do after?
Afterwards, I'll draw another line underneath, stick the knife into it, sit over it, like sit in front of it for a few seconds, and then I'll pick up the knife and leave.
So,
I'll be back once either of the two are fulfilled. Once I'm strong enough to fulfill, to earn the right to memory, or once I'm close enough to the brink of death to be so.
well, in that case, you. Yeah, give me a second. Okay. I mean, the question still stands. So when are you gonna try to go and check the tailor if you're break
The next day.
the next day? What are you gonna do until then?
Just continue exploring the city. No real targets, wandering my way around, trying to fill out a mental map.
Mental. You could roll me just for the fun of it, 6100. If you can come across something interesting. Surprisingly enough, not really. But you do get
Okay.
the very, very good lay of the land. And I guess I'll have to draw the map for you because you basically explored quite a bit to figure this out. The northeast part of the city is basically where the city is the old, where it all started.
Okay.
Going towards west, the city expands. Same goes with the south. The west, it's more industrial, factories, workshops, everything en masse. That's the place. The south is where people live, actual live, well, cost for the living, etc. And when you go to the southwest, that's where suddenly everything changes. Because 10 years ago, this place was still green, crossroads, pathways. No industry was set up here. But after the UKP came along, rapid industrialization projects that were, well, that are revolutionary at the time have been started, completed, and more are underway. However, that's besides the point. I'm just mind your own business. I assume go back to the hub, eat drinks, come back the next day.
Yeah, I'll be sleeping there.
You do make your way back to the tailor. Would you be like in the morning? You didn't get
In the
like,
morning.
Well,
First thing on the agenda.
you make your way to yes. Yeah. You make your way to the go. You make your way to the tailoring emporium. The door is open. The shop is, working, and well, the halfling that you, oh god, that her bot is now alive. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh god, hold up.
Return of the King.
Return of the King. I know. There's two
He has
bots.
returned.
See, there you go. You can play
They have
this.
decided to cooperate. Or wage war. We will find out in a few seconds.
Yeah. You make your
One of us has been executed.
yeah. So you make your way to the place. The halfling greets you and tells you that your Greycoat will be done in about 45 minutes. But if you wanna witness the finishing touches of it, you're welcome to the.
Absolutely. I want to see how this guy works. The question is, can I see how this guy works? By which I mean, like, am I physically capable of
well, you go onto the second floor. Same thing as you've seen before. Although something is odd. There, what you assume is your gray coat. You see the boy, Ferris. And what else you see? A very interesting curiosity that kind of slightly freaks you out. There is a small black orb, almost like a ward or barrier, next to, well, next to your coat and the Tailor Master. Can you roll me a religion check or an arcana check? This is what you see.
My Arcana better?
This is what you see stuck in the orb or the ward.
I'll do Arcana just for the fun of it. Not 20.
This is some sort of creature of shadow. A shadow fiend, if you will. As you see you thought the sewing machines were like, powered by hand or by feet, by the way the mechanisms work, but they work on their own, as they seem to be expelling the essence from the ward, basically making the creature weaker, frailer, and smaller by each passing minute, as there is this pristine black thread pulled out of the ward through the machines, where the tailor, Ferris, seems to be using it to essentially, sew what seems to be the back of the greatcoat, fully indulge in the work. The creature in the ward seems to be sporadically moving, almost like a bug caught in a jar, although also in the frenzy that it be combusting in flames, it seems to be screaming, bashing the wards. But you think the ward itself also doesn't let any sound out, as this fiend gets smaller and weaker. Is there anything you want to say, Andala?
I'm watching. And I'm specifically not watching the creature, I'm watching him working. I don't know how to properly explain this. In a certain sense, I've seen magic before. Like, I've seen magic from Alara and Shinya.
Huh?
Is this magic, or is he actually doing something with this creature?
You can roll me an insight or investigation.
Inside it is. 25.
Well, you don't know the exact.
Blessed right now.
Yeah, you don't know the exact way, but you understand that these sewing machines have an alternative purpose, and they seem to be extracting the life force, the energy, the whatever, and basically manifesting thread out of the creature. You don't know if it's its body, if it's its soul, a combination of two, or some third-party entity. And when it comes to suing, it's very unnatural how Ferris sues this thing. It is literally how do I say this? He sews everything diagonally, and he doesn't like stitch anything together. However, the loose silk, the black silk that has almost like patchworky, kind of automatically mends itself with each diagonal sew of the shadow thread, almost like it's reanimating itself onto the silk, or somehow incorporating itself. Your natural instinct tells you that this is some sort of symbiosis between the thread that has been made from the creature and whatever cloth or fabric the master tailor is using. Eventually, the creature, screaming and singeing, goes silent and almost limp, still afloat, until his almost like twig-sized limbs start to fall off, and eventually all of his body just crumples and just fades away as the final piece of the thread gets pulled out and the ward seemingly deactivates. There is unfazed by it, continues to work on the cloak, looks at you. Ah, early. Whatever. Soon to be done.
God.
Continues.
He didn't explicitly say get the fuck out of my workshop, so I take this as an invitation to stay and watch.
Yeah. So you observe basically him finishing the patches. Essentially, imagine like almost like a square inch of this black silk patches that he kind of places diagonally and kind of slow but surely puts the shadow thread through, and all of it just kind of congeals together in this one uniform black silk pattern. And yeah, he just continues that until the back is finished. It kind of gives a once over, kind of touches it softly, making sure everything is right, and then kind of taps well, where the shoulder would be on the piece, and just says, "Well, it's done. Come on, put it on."
I'll head into the room. Mentally still with the note of where like the space was where that demon was trapped. Do I have to pass through that, or was that to the side?
It was to the side.
Okay. In that case, I'm just like kind of taking note if there's like still, I don't fucking know, brimstone or something on the ground there.
You do feel like a little bit of like something hits your nose, but you don't really know what, and there is this warm area, some glow that direction.
Yeah. Okay. I'll take note of it and just continue on into the room and yeah, just approaching him directly.
It tells you it's
I
done.
guess. Approaching to that one second. This is way too majestic for the situation. Anyway, I guess that's the intention.
Yes.
Standing here, I look towards him. May I? Reaching out the hand for the coat.
He kind of just gives like a waving motion. Well, yeah, it's made for you. Try it on. How you feel?
I shall. And I'll take it and yeah, I'll put it on.
It feels incredibly light. It feels incredibly sturdy, but also it has some sort of mental weight on you. You really can't shake off the feeling. Although you don't know if it's because of what it is or because of what you just witnessed this thing is made out of. Besides, feeling pretty well, you kind of just like, there's just something is off about it. Really like, while the Master Tail just kind of looks at you. My best advice for you, as I did to your previous clients, or I guess my previous clients, to sleep it off. That's the best way I could describe. Takes a while to adjust.
I guess I'll try that then. Just kind of stand there. The coat, still very much enjoying like just the feeling of the coat, I assume.
It is
Are
very.
we talking like? Are we talking like more of like leathery feeling, more like silk, soft silk, fabric?
Soft silk, like it feels like a soft silk from inside, like almost like thicker leather from outside, even though it's all from the same material. And it has this very like dark gray with these buttons through the middle. kind of like pretty nice.
Yeah. Very well. Just do like a few minor motions with it. Uh, Great, thanks for your services.
Hmm.
I assume, and Underluck kind of pauses. I hope that this service has already been paid for.
Mm-hmm. You may now
Well,
leave and enjoy your new piece of appearance.
pauses for a tiny bit longer. Thank you. And with that, I'll just turn and leave.
Would you go and well, I guess agree, not agree, but do what Gale recommends?
Not immediately. Um, I'm gonna stay in the area. Because I want to figure out whether or not anyone else is picking up their code today.
Oh, Lara, how you doing? You still with us?
Yeah.
Welcome. Wake up and smell the ass. From your little
Mm,
escapades, you have 3 days. What would
the
you do in
pinky
those
three
free?
days.
Yeah, what would you do? Because you got a bit more in your hands than the rest at the moment. You're
I
responsible.
mean, first priority, as we've already said, cataloging my new possessions.
Yes, you have a lot of
Um,
minor tidbits, but I gave you
yeah. The
plenty.
main stuff you've given me, gotcha.
Yes.
Next thing. Next thing is a little bit of basic shopping.
Mm-hmm.
That I'll kind of hold off on a little bit until I have a full understanding of what's here. But the main thing I need is some specifically alchemist supplies and medical supplies.
I mean, it's pretty easy to get to. It takes a while to figure out where, like, stores are, because there's like the bazaars, which are basically centralized
Oh yeah.
markets.
And I'm not gonna lie, a good chunk of these 3 days is actually continuing to just kind of explore the local surroundings and sections of the city.
Roll me 12d100. Let's
12
Yeah,
D100s.
let's see what
Oh
kind of
yeah.
tidbits you pick up. Just kind of explore it, because it's a big city, Alera.
Do you want to roll them all together or separately?
Together. Yeah,
Together.
yeah. Alera, this place is 42 square kilometers. It's a big city.
644.
Yeah. So, to put it simply, yes, you can easily track down eventually. Uh, Either the bazaars, which are basically more not lower quality, but like the ones everyday materials that you need, to more like specialty shops and artisan shops where custom orders or something more uh custom made, specialty made can be acquired. But for you, regular costs of supplies for medical and alchemy require going around, right? You realize something the same as Andala, that going south is basically more people, actual living houses, while going west from the Parliament is basically a lot more industrial manufacturing, etc., etc. Uh, you kind of look at the people, because where you are stationed, and you remember the things you have read about these people from the other side, and well, the biggest monster in these PE. The way the coalition described these, monstrous conditions, no freedoms, uh, uh panic, uh, paranoia. It couldn't be more from the truth. The people here, the one thing that you describe is shitty marble color. Shitty marble coloring everywhere. Everything is so fucking white. But besides that, the place is generally in better condition than the coalition territory by quite a bit.
Okay.
Yeah. And the same with the coalition, same in here. The biggest threat all around is you. Biggest monster is you.
Understandable.
Understand?
So yeah. Assuming I find somewhere to purchase these items, how much you
Yes.
think that would be?
For both kits, it would be about 6 gold.
6 gold.
Together, yes.
Well, that is perfectly fine with me, as long as they are of decent quality.
Oh yeah.
So let me just, add this in. I really should have done that earlier.
That's fine.
6, you said?
Yeah, 6.
Which means I know. That, and then... Okay, no problem. So I now have medical and alchemist. Which leads me on to the next task I gotta be doing. My good friends, the two of them.
Uh-huh.
So first thought process is big one, interesting, something weird going on there.
Uh-huh.
And now that I have medical and alchemical supplies, maybe a little bit more research.
Uh-huh.
What was going on? Do I need to lock the windows? Where the fuck did you go? Small one can get rid of it. Burn it, bury it, chop it into little pieces, give to the local dogs. I don't know. But then it occurs to me, I can't afford to be wasteful. I can't afford to do that. So, I would, it's here. I've already got it. And I've never, done tests on this kind of material before. So, Gordon Ramsay,
No! Don't
let's
tell
get
me.
some. No. Nah, I'm not eating it. Don't worry about it. But I am cutting it apart. Show me your secrets. How does this work? I assume the same as the bigger ones, but on a smaller scale. Either way, we're gonna find out.
Roll me a medical
you
check.
need- This is number 1. Now that I actually have the kit,
Uh-huh.
do I get any benefit from this, or is it just a straight roll?
Don't worry. Just a roll medical.
Alright, I still don't have exactly the facilities. Oh, that one. I fucked it up. I ruined it. Damn.
Remember how you just open its fucking chest cavity?
Yeah.
You can't exactly
Yeah, the butcher's knife has already done its work. I
Yeah.
can't recover this.
Yeah.
Oh well, back to idea 1. Dismantle little pieces.
Uh-huh.
What is the local cat and dog situation looking like as a temporary solution?
In nights you can hear roaming bands of dogs.
Hey. Come here. Come here. So, will a sweet old lady, because I am the old lady, feeding the local dogs. So once that's done with, and obviously not the bones. Well, the only one that'd be weird, it's the head, and that doesn't exist anymore. So, the bone should be fine as well. As for the big one, again, I've already done some tests on that thing, but I would like to once more try to determine what the hell ripped itself out of this person. And also, rolling the tape back a little bit,
Uh-huh.
she wasn't acting weird
No.
before.
No.
Like, I had a full conversation, we went up
Yeah.
and down, walked
Yeah.
around, she was showing off stuff.
Yeah.
Nothing weird.
Yeah.
Right. Could I do another medical check for that now that I actually have
Sure.
supplies?
Sure.
14. Eh,
Well,
could be worse.
the thing is, you examine the stomach. You kind of got dead on what was happening. The
Hmm.
problem is, whoever was inside the stomach, it just disappeared. It didn't come out of somewhere, but
Hmm.
it, like,
Okay. Alternate question.
uh-huh,
I don't. I think this would be more arcana than medical.
uh-huh,
This came back.
yes.
Did the other thing come back?
You don't need to roll.
And also, I know it's odd. The banishment lasts 1 minute. This
Yes.
took like 4. What kind of thing could cause a delay like that?
Yeah, in that case, Arcana check.
I don't think arcana is even one of my asking. Nope. 20 though.
Your immediate resolve would be something stronger than you, or you know, more logically thinking, somebody who was nearby wherever she got transported did this to her while maintaining the spell, maybe slowing the spell's duration. While for you took 5 minutes, the actual spell took less than a minute while doing all these horrific things, sending it back. One thing does ring to your mind that makes you slightly angry. You probably know who to ask for this.
But still, I got like 2 days, so I'm gonna avoid that if I can. Instead, in my ransacking of this place,
Uh-huh.
I already know the person's name, I know the relative situation.
Yeah.
However, anything going on to do with anything catch my eye as I'm going through letters and
There are no letters. There are no, like, there's a few like old like decades old letters from different cousins, and you like start to get worried, but then you get like another letter from like a decade ago that the passing of said relative, and you kind of collect yourself that, oh, even though she had some relatives, the granny, all of them are expired.
And what about, obviously, the only one I'm actually concerned about, the son/son-in-law? Son-in-law, I think.
You find nothing.
Nothing.
Although
Not good.
you do find the drawings of the girl.
I'll keep those in a stack somewhere.
Yeah, the thing is, you know, like, a lot of them are basically plain stuff. Either some cats, dogs, people, very plainly, basically, and then, of course, you see some of them drawn of herself, and then you see several drawings that kind of raise suspicion, kind of gives you slightly bit of anxiety. You see this girl being with an individual that doesn't have a name or you know, an identity, but by the childish caricature, it's a man twice her size with a blade on his back. One of them is them holding hands together, another him holding over his head, carrying her, and another one is petting them. Uh, the clothes that he's wearing though, they don't have a lot of details, but the color is gray, which with the whole conversation you've been having, you kind of just like, whew. Let's hope it's a coincidence.
We'll sort this out when it comes to it. Right, okay, well, either way, that's not going to be a problem for today or tomorrow. So,
Uh-huh.
last thing I'm going to do, because I still find that suspicious as hell. If someone interfered with my spell, they were likely consciously doing it. And if they were consciously doing it, they likely saw what happened. And if they saw what happened, that's a problem. So, I am doing a casual tapping on the walls and the floor every now and then. But if that turns up nothing, then I really have no further leads I can find on my own, and I need him. I don't know how to summon him. He just kind of turns up and torments me when he likes.
Roll me
Well,
roll me an insight or a religion check.
I'm just... Wait, do I have
Or
to?
religion.
Sorry, insight or religion? Insight, absolutely. Actually, they're equal. 18.
You kind of give a quick rundown, thinking all of his encounters and how do you actually get him? Because he seems to be just randomly appearing. Although you do realize that there's two connections. That kind of makes sense. One is the blood. Whenever you have blood in possession, like have the thought or just kind of opportune to ingest it, he appears. But also, whenever you are lost or maybe in pain or almost as bitter as it is to admit, whenever you feel outwitted by basically the forces that you're against, he shows either to mock you or to talk to you, but always does show up.
Well, having a little sippy of blood that sounds rather unappetizing. So I'd rather avoid that. I am pretty stumped on the Betty situation. I've exhausted the physical clues I have. So I kind of do need him for that. But I'm not going to start crying in the corner about it. So, kind of silently admitting that to myself.
The floorboard suddenly above you. You hear a set of steps. And for a second, Alara, you feel a cold down your spine. Kind of makes you roll me 4d100s.
I swear to God, Eric.
But
I swear to God.
What?
Don't, he might like it.
Some fucking reason. Admitting defeat. It draws discreet. And you fucking know it's him. You feel its presence. And then you realize something.
Ooh.
He probably knows everything. Probably fucking watches over you.
I mean, I've kind of just fucking reached an acceptance of this now.
I know. That's the worst part. It's like kind of like, oh, I have some privacy, but then it's like, oh, he really fucking looked.
I'll just kind of wait for him at the bottom of the stairs, cup of tea in hand.
Comes a familiar figure from the top. A tall, handsome gentleman with a massive top hat, a wide, big gray beard, taking step by step down. Ah, how do we do this fine day, lady? Step, step, step.
Improving. That said, I have some minor issues.
So,
Yes, and I think you're aware. So I'll cut to the chase. Was it you who interfered with my spell? I don't think it was. But let's be honest with each other.
I may or may not have. It's a little bit of a. They have to go somewhere. The people who don't have a plane or they live in the plane that finished them. They have to go somewhere.
I see.
They go to me.
And whatever you put in or took out of her, should I be worried?
That depends. Gonna eat it?
That genuine, confusion for a second. That was not my first thought, no.
Well, of course, a corpse. You only will get sick if you're gonna eat it.
For a second, she looks at this figure. That comment, plus the blood. Sensing a theme here. Regardless, if it is something you want me to deal with, one way or another, you'll let me know, won't you?
But of course.
Great. With that sorted, any advice you'd like to give me? Any commentary on the situation? You usually seem to have some.
He kind of grabs his hat away, kind of put. And looks at you, Lara. Done fucked up, girl. Slightly.
She kind of just continues to sip the tea, like, really? I thought my life was going so well.
Well, you pushed the scales forcefully. But good thing is, you pushed them at both sides. So the scales are still equal.
And I assume I'm still being crushed between them.
Oh, you're above them. If you were to be crushed by them, we would not have this conversation now, would we? The thing is, that girl belonged to someone special, someone important. Kind of proceeds to walk towards literally the place where the girl was drawing her pictures until her demise. There is a one bitter man that you upset, but he cannot act. We'll meet. Help you. Go forward, make you whole. But then eventually, he will. And when you him the, when he will offer you the sole way out, that is when he fully exact your revenge for what you did to her daughter. That's
Fucking itch behind her eye as she listens to him. Deep frustration, but also an acknowledgement that he is giving advice. Let's get one thing straight. I at no point believe that of all the streets, and all the houses and all the individuals in this entire city. I just so happened to pick this important person. I know you can interfere with my life, with what I do.
But of course,
So, don't try and put this all on me. I don't for a second doubt that you've had your manipulative tendrils in this situation.
clever girl. Oh, look at you. You're already learning. To think and
Sits back in the chair, slightly like proud that she was right and yet also very unhappy with the praise.
but of course, young lady Alera, who think took care of her mother? You think it was mere coincidence? Ah, yeah, yeah. You peach. Ah, alas, my time is a little
Well,
bit of
if
short.
this is all theatrics, then what is my next part to play? What's the next scene?
What is the next scene? Let's see.
Anything you'd really like to point out to me, or would you like me to stay away from?
We already had this discussion. You are a greater being among lesser maggots, whatever you want to call them, to make yourself feel better. Have some patience. Have some sympathy for the short-lived.
Sympathy. Now that is rich.
I know. Especially coming from me. Believe you me, I know. However, you can always kill as much. With killing, you must make sure that you kill opportunities that come with it.
Want is a strong word. This, gestured with a hand around the room, was a practical necessity.
So,
I do.
no.
What comes next? A slight smirk. That is more voluntary.
You have freedom. You have 2 days of freedom. You got your thing to pick up soon, and your next assignment will await. You will head southward. You will exterminate wild green being. However, looks back at you. Do not be hasty with your culling. In those dastardly tribes stands one greater than the rest. Not because he is great, but he is a valuable tool. He will be instrumental to your ascension.
Fucking squints at this figure. Both intrigued and yet again the almost smugness of talking down to her grinds. Thank you for the advice, and I will keep it under close consideration.
Very well. In the midst of
That
grief,
said, commitments once made have to be honored.
do as you will.
Oh, one final thing.
Hmm.
I don't suppose now that I have a home again you'd give me back my fucking bird.
Ah, this whole thing. All of a sudden, he kind of twists his hand, almost like, like trying to scatter something off his backhand, and comes from his hand a colorful little burb. He looks at you.
She kind of smiles at this bird. Look at you, you treacherous little creature.
I'd call it a treacherous look. It was mine from the beginning.
Does that imply I'm yours as well?
Oh, no. This is quite literally the reason why this bird is here. Because of me. Well, not this bird. All of these birds. See, they're not native to me, but I brought them from my own little special place. Powerful. It can mimic words, emotion. And then the bird looks at this tall man and goes, "Arr!" As you see a jaw hinges and you see a tendril pop out. This purplish ooze starts to pour out before suddenly it retracts its tentacle into the mouth and the maw closes shut.
He watches him for a moment. And then, as a new question kind of crystallizes, how long have you been here?
Oh,
Certainly since I can remember. But were you here before that? Or do my memories and your presence intersect?
let me. Your body is older than what you are. Your conscious, however, is significantly older than you and your body. And me, well, I was here ever since the first murder was made. Although I'm not here for the murder, I'm here for the chaos. It seems to be hitting the parrot.
Charming. I'll play your little game, dance along to your performance. But I am not here to satisfy your chaotic wants.
Oh, do not get it twisted, young Miss Solera. My only reason why I want is for you to be back the way you used to. I do not wish you to be my. He kind of flares his hands. Servant, for I have. Or my concubine, because I have no such desires or attraction. All I want, all I want from you, young lady, is for you to be you. Then he extends his hand towards you. You. And eventually you shall, hopefully sooner than later. But since you are attached to my companion, I present to you, as he kind of puts the bird in front of you, Anubis. Old? As old as the mytho. Will be a peculiar companion. Ask of it many things, bird knows less. It's a playful, helpful companion. Take Anubis, Alera.
No, he's offering the absolute little monster that is Alera's thought process. When he's not offering it, she's like, "Yeah, let's take it." And now that he is, she's very suspicious. But after a moment's hesitation, she'll hesitate for a second.
There is a jolly smile on the man's face. Aw, come on now. Don't be like
Then
that.
all with an almost like childishness, she's like, "Does it require anything?"
Well, you can feed it, you can play with it, but it does not require maintenance. It does not shit anywhere, unless you wish it to. It will not harm anyone, physically or mentally, and you desire it to. And it will not speak of petty, small things or grand and divine games unless you ask. It does not shit. That's her hilarious, like, fucking salt!
Then yes, I will take it.
He presents the bird with his finger towards you for you to take it. You extend your finger to let it cross, or would you just...
I will, yes.
It goes from this nice greenish bluish coloration suddenly to this vibrant real.
Oh, look at you.
Of course, it reflects its owner. Unless you want it to particular coloration is but appear. Now, in Galera, I must go. There is suffering to be harvested. Good day. Grabs his
Good luck with that.
grabs his hat and just walks out of the door. Like,
He kind of watches him go, turns back to the bird, strokes its chest feathers.
he's a
Look
good.
at you, little spy. When you take the bird, just so Eric has to keep making bird noises. Right. You don't understand. You don't understand the bird lore.
The bird lore. I saw him in my intro for like 2 minutes. The bird.
Exactly. Mine.
Important and loved. The only thing Alara truly loves.
He's the bird, but anyway, Anubis.
Mhm. What's your bird called? Do you even have a bird? No.
What's the bird's color scheme? Is it royal purple? Yeah, thought so. Thought not. Edge.
So, with that done, many small things around this place, organizing stuff, so on and so forth. Disposing of the
Yeah, disposing.
things upstairs,
Yeah.
the assets. Then, I suppose eventually the days passed, and I do need to go get my jacket.
Would you go like in the morning? Yeah.
Morning.
Would you take Anubis? Because basically Anubis is like wherever you
Yes.
place him, he just slightly.
Yes, I will.
In fact, a security camera.
He is very much.
Like mechanical
It's
noises.
small, like mechanical whirring whenever he moves his head.
Would you make
Yeah.
Anubis fly, like be on your shoulder, just fly around?
I'd let him fly around. It's
Highly
definitely
customizable.
less conspicuous than walking around with a purple parrot on your shoulder. Yeah, I'll let him fly.
So, with that being said, it takes you a good half an hour, and then, well, you make your way back to the you make your way to the tailoring emporium. As the pair for the first time squawks and says, "Deep place."
Perhaps. We'll see if it remains so. And with that, I will head inside.
Okay. You go inside. The halfling greets and says, "Morning, lady. The gray coat is almost finished. It's an additional hour. Uh, like a refreshment."
Fucking considers sitting around for an hour in this place.
What a
No,
bum.
I think I'll simply return.
Very well.
Fucking leaves the building again. I'm not sitting there for an hour.
Really quickly,
Uh-huh.
I said I would be staying in the area on my day. Is this the day before that or the same day?
This is after. Actually, this is
The
exactly
day
what.
after.
No, this is exactly like you went out, started looking, waiting, and it takes you like 2 hours. And you see Alera approach and leave moments after.
I've been around this area the other day, Eric,
Uh-huh.
haven't I?
Good.
Where I know the garden.
The
That
guard.
was like half an hour away, wasn't it?
No, actually, it's like 10 minutes.
I'll head over there.
It's basically you make it out of the street, past the Parliament, through the square, and like 2 minutes, and there is the square park.
Sit myself down in the park and looking at Anubis.
You do.
Are there a lot of birds around here today?
Quite a bit, a grand mixture of things.
Birds
Although,
at the bird
although you do spot the same lady as you spotted 2 days ago.
See, now I've come back with my own bird. She's suddenly not so fancy. Does she have her swarm with her today?
You look around. Can you roll a perception check?
Do I see 50 birds in the tree all staring at me?
Hitchcock style,
perception.
literally fucking the sky is dark.
22.
Okay. You realize something. For a good like 2-3 minutes, you kind of just sit at the bench. Bird, pet, pet, pet. Yes.
This
The worse it sounds, the better it gets.
You're like, there's like all normal birds, and then you realize, slowly but surely, the birds come around in the tree. It's a bit closer. They're not like the same anymore. They're different. One's bigger, smaller, but they all seem to fixated towards you.
Kind of stare at these birds, then look at Anubis. What do you think of them? Are they equal or lesser to you?
Druids.
Likely. But what of them?
Think around. Souls. Young. Feeble.
Good to know my parrot has the same complexes. Pretty bird. Well, I'll go say hello to the neighbors. You do the same. And I kind of almost flick him gently towards the trees and the birds in the trees.
You see this massive, not
Yeet.
massive, but you know what? I realized something when you say that. There is this almost menace in the parrot as the parrot becomes almost twice the size and lands on one of the tree branches and stares down at this one raven.
Look at this boy go.
and then we should just go to the lady sitting in the park.
I will, yes.
As you go
No, like-
in, you hear oh as you see from the tree branch, you see a fucking elf fucking plummet like 20 feet and goes caw, caw, caw. And a handful of birds just fucking land nearby. The halfling kind of sighs. Amateurs. And then looks at you. Hello.
Hello again. Do you bring your... Looks over at the guy reeling on the floor. Students here regularly?
Well, it's one of the good places to practice. They definitely need practice. The elf stands up, fucking clutches his back. Oh,
What are you practicing for exactly?
well, most of them are kids practicing the basics of shape-shifting, comprehension on flight, making sure they can keep concentration even when threats arise. Like the
It's towards
prestigious,
the fucking raven.
little parrot of yours.
He is rather.
Oh yes.
Sorry if it sounds ignorant, but I wouldn't think druids would work and practice in a city much. Certainly not one as large as this.
Well, as long as the city funds and protects the rights of druids, I see why.
Ah, I see.
By the way, your name's Poppy. Makes sense in her hand. The smile.
Yeah.
Hilarious. Disgust.
No. She has been fine to me, so I'll be fine in return. I will shake her hand.
The fuck is wrong with Alara?
I know. She got a bird. She had a whole
She's-
personality change.
+1 bird. She's in a good mood now. Alera.
Fucking upgrade.
A pleasure.
I'm
And
sure.
and the flock all around, all 72 of them are, well, my class. Ages from 5 to 72 years.
5, genuine. Even Alera's like slightly surprised at that.
Oh yes, 5. Then she just extends her hand and you see one small little burb in her palm.
Fucking looks at like the bird, presumably the 5-year-old, and without really even thinking, she kind of mutters to herself, "I'm surprised they can even think, let alone cast magic."
Well, some of them are a lot more natural than others. Looks at the elf 30 feet away.
You fucking loser, get out of my fucking class.
With a sprained back.
Yeah, the halfling size. He's 60.
I see. Alera is genuinely interested. And somewhere deeper inside her, even a tiny bit jealous, as she looks at this bird in her hand.
No. No.
But the curiosity envelops the jealousy.
Mhm.
So, what? Do you scour the city's fish? What the fuck? I'm not eating the bird. Give me your power. No. No. Fuck. What was I going to say? So what? Do you scour the city streets for those with talent, or do they come to you?
Some come to us, some are born, and it comes with a circle. And well, some are rye with a heavy pouch, and
Ah, so a mixture of business and family and society.
you know,
I suppose that makes sense. Seems almost natural.
yes, it is. Despite what people think, this place is relatively nicer than before.
Squints at the shining bright walls. Could use with some mild decoration.
You know, moss there or there or everywhere would be finer, but at least it's not riots in the streets. People sparing you what next they want to eat.
Sounds rather specific.
Well, this place was kind of a hellhole given 13, 14 back. Then the whole revolution came, and basically overnight everything changed. The only minor complaint I would have is the white. But apparently that's what the lady wants. It's the lady what gets.
Hmm. Were you there during those times? During the transition, I suppose.
You know. But of course, I was here before. I was born a mere few miles away. Born into a circle, but the city is a city. We helped starving folk with food, and of course, witnessed everything occur, which was surprisingly a lot simpler and a lot. She takes a deep breath and seems to think on the next few months. It went very peacefully, swiftly. No bloodshed were had, no riots, no anything. Everything went almost like a play. Of course, the following next day says most of the people, the parliament with the judged and executed on the square. Well, that was a debacle. A lot of them were guilty men, counting
So
hundreds of
even
lives.
with the bloodless change, they still felt the need to baptize it one way.
Well, some of them were unforgivable. The worst kinds of. Most of them were exiled to the south, which apparently was the wrong call, as once they south, they proclaimed that they need to reclaim the lost capital, that they need to rally the armies, fight the Kazamites and their mad tyrannical rule. How many lives were lost for nothing? Can you roll me
Or
history? Can you roll me history check, Valera? I know you love that roll.
Can I ask something really
favorite
quickly?
damn role.
Clueless.
Nine.
What is it, Anima?
Um, while that is happening, as far as I understand it, Alera just kind of like passed through really shortly and then just left again.
Yeah.
Um, mind if I follow her at a distance?
Sure. I mean,
Just like noticing the fact that she went into some kind of park.
yeah. I mean, would you try to eavesdrop on Alera?
No. Just generally kind of want to see whether something's going to burn down.
Fair enough. You can roll me a
And
stealth check though.
I shall. Any bonuses in my current state?
Not yet.
Okay. In that case, +5. 9. Which is very fitting. 9. Um,
Okay, I guess.
Generally speaking, what is public perception of me wearing this coat? Is anyone reacting to this?
You didn't really get anybody's like attention. Look, I mean, people have observed you as you walk by, but you really don't think they observed you because of what you're wearing. More like, there's
Yeah.
a person walking next to me. I don't want to step on it.
Okay, that is fine. In that case, continue on Alara's side. I will be like not listening, but nearby.
Sure. So,
I mean, generally, because I've got like 40 minutes to kill, basically. Eventually, the conversation would settle into quite genuine and polite talk, if she's willing to do it, about her druidic kind of lessons and stuff. Alora would be genuinely interested and just kind of want to chat about it, not even with a particular motive in mind. I don't know if you actually want to repeat that, or if it's
sure. I don't
how
mind this.
you want to talk for 40 minutes.
Yeah, sure, Alera. What would you ask the druid poppy that has a 5-year-old in her palm? I cannot unsee that. I know what you did on 101. I can fucking imagine he just leaves.
How dare you?
Also, one more. It was a pleasant chat. One more.
So hungry, didn't have breakfast. No. I do not eat birds, and I do not eat children. I don't know what you're trying to imply.
I don't know. Just
right.
Anyway.
I guess I'd start by asking about how long she's been a druid. You know, if she was born into it, or if it was a talent she developed.
He was. Yes, I was raised far out, but I have to figure out I can for about she seems relatively young. She looks like, you know, she's slightly older, but not like.
I mean, natural next question. So, and I don't mean to be impolite, but how old are you?
61, I think. The more
Fucking looks up and down. Doesn't seem to check out, but okay. Magic and shit.
the more you're to in magic or nature.
Ironically enough, both.
And were you taught here or somewhere else?
Well, most of the things I learned from here. Trail rocks I mastered most. And of course I came was per group. Circles maintained their neutrality. And of course changed running people can ask for aid in all kinds of situations. Disputes, etc., etc. And of course we stayed during the whole revolution. mainly taking care of the people dying in the street from malnourishment, starvation.
So something of a trial by fire.
Not really trial by fire. It was before the revolution where people dying in the streets begging. Apparently there was this thing called the Iron Tank there. The iron to purchase incredibly, but also to sell was. She shakes her head. I really do not know how it worked, but apparently everything stopped because nobody could get iron, even though it was plentiful.
Fucking economics of that. Just in 1 year and out of the other for Lara. Huh?
Yeah. Same with Papa. She just fucking shrugs. I don't know. Just people needed iron, tools, build the land, crops. I assume when you cannot get iron eventually, break and starvation arrives. Kind of sighs.
I think, yeah, at this point,
You hear
she'd ask,
Alara, you hear a no, 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 no. You see a halfling girl fall out of the same tree. And you hear Anubis in your head. Ah, another one.
my fucking bird terrorizing them up there. What's going on?
A fucking nightmare.
It's fucking, we're having a chat down here, and meanwhile they got boss battle music from Dark Souls up on the tree. Fucking fighting for their lives.
What is my name? My name is Teddy. What's yours? My name is Anubis. The stairs.
I'm going to fucking kill you.
Fucking bird. Greetings.
Greetings,
You
mortal.
pale imitations.
I am the progenitor
Raw
of
idiocy.
parrots. You have.
I can glance up at my bird.
It looks at you down proudly.
Play nice, Anubis.
Okay. Goes off to another branch away from the other birds.
It just stalks the next one.
Instantly back to it.
Give me a second.
I'm sorry, am I interrupting your lesson?
No, the lesson is literally maintaining concentration on their shape-shifting. Technically, your bird is helping. Although, looks at the halfling picking herself off the fucking ground. I wish they wouldn't fall off the ground, off the tree. Also, this is what the bird sees.
Good fella. He's doing good stuff.
Ella.
I think what would proceed, just to spare everyone the full talk, is the conversation, assuming she'd be okay with it, would kind of descend into questions about how druidic magic differs from other magical schools. And it's not just like a surface level, oh, how does it work? What is druid magic? Because Alaric already knows that. She like genuinely wants like a fucking theory lesson. And I don't know how willing Poppy is to do that.
Oh, she's very willing. She's kind of bored.
But basically, long story short, I could easily take up like half an hour.
Okay, to put it simply, because I can very simply realize what she thinks, because she has been thinking about it a lot ever since she'd been to Cradle Rocks, where she was where she witnessed or just got the truth of the Druid. It's not like a secret, but it's like it's a thing that the Druids, the older ones, believe. And some of those motherfuckers are millennium old. The basic gist of what she believed, mainly what she got from the older Druids, is there was no nature man. Until one day, the Feywild just broke into this world. And from it, whatever the magics the Feywild had, awoken the magics of this world in nature. And that's why the first druids, original druids, came from the Alarian forest. Because that's where the world tree, which is, if the ancient lore to believe, is the passageway, the original grove where the connection was made between the Feywilds and the material world. And what Poppy believed, generally, the reason why people can harness druidic magic are the ones who are the most tuned with nature, but not in the, how do I say this? How every single entity that walks the earth is the earth, because eventually it will die, rot, and become earth itself. There is probably something, some bits of dust, something that is very precious to the earth itself. And when that gets reanimated, rebirthed into creatures of think, it can easily channel back to the earth, as the earth sees the being with part of the earth as a child first. At least that's how she believes.
I imagine she like says all that, just like one giant monologue.
Yes,
Just fucking turns back, and this is what she's seeing from like.
Listen,
Genuinely being like nerdy and wanting to know more fucking magical theory.
you fucking bipolar motherfucker.
No,
I know.
Eric, you know exactly why. You should know
know.
exactly why.
I know why, but still, it's. I know what you did on 101. I know when you were like very happy and like.
Listen, ignore the bodies. Like a few streets away, okay?
Listen. One wrong word, and I know you're just gonna.
Gonna use magical spells on me. Yeah. Right. 30 fucking minutes later.
Yeah.
I don't know how many poor innocent students have been fucking thrown out of trees.
6.
6? Damn.
Some
My
of them.
boy's slacking.
Some of them. Play nice. Okay. Oh, you're fucking slack now. Okay.
Alright, after all that, she will kind of very politely excuse herself, saying that she has somewhere she needs to get to for an appointment.
Well, she says.
How often are you here?
Every single day since 3 hours from dawn. Like, he looks up at the sky. Maybe 3 hours from dawn for about 6 hours. Then, of course, like
But no. Ella literally flashes like her nicest like smile. Amazingly, it's only like half artificial. Then I'm sure I'll see you again.
Nods politely. Hope so too.
Good luck with teaching these lot.
As another one falls out of the
Ah!
fall out of the tree.
Help me, please! It's chasing me! Freaking bird.
My name is Anubis, and I am your Twilight.
For some reason, I pictured Titanfall 2 for some reason. Fucking charging its way through a tree.
Okay, so you're gonna make your way back to the Empire.
Anubis,
To the
come
Imperium.
on, gotta go. Making sure my bird does follow.
Yeah, it does.
Uh, yeah, I will head back to go
Along
pick
the
up my
way.
jacket.
My question: have I seen the fact that people have been falling out of that fucking tree?
Yes.
Every 5 minutes. Like a time.
Somewhere along the way, Andala is just literally just like sitting there watching that entire process.
Okay, so
And,
the reason why you realize why they've been falling off is because the bird is just standing like a statue still, like the big parrot, and then one of them just fucking scoots closer, and the fucking parrot just fucking Give me a second. Give me a second. I need to. Give me a second. I need to find this.
Like, you know the best summary? Like, sorry, I know I'm skipping forward, but imagine like I get to the actual shop, I go inside, but leave the parrot outside.
Huh?
And this is what the parrot does: just flies over to a fucking wall and just finds a cat and just.
Okay, let me. Listen, POE. No. No, POE. You're the small bird training, and you look at the parrot too close. Fucking dead stares, and that's why the birds fall out. They fucking lose. They're like, oh.
Intimidation check failed.
Hello.
Oh,
Wait, that
but yes, to the shop.
you are told that
was that your fault?
you're being told that the gray coat is on the second. Yep.
Good. And in a fairly good mood, she'll head up and get it.
There you see the familiar to assume machines. Their gear seemingly red hot, being extinguished by basically the air, and you see, well, a very nice looking gray, almost like this cut into a jacket, and it's, well, it looks inviting, honestly, Alera. Kinda nice.
I expected as much. Good.
And well, you see the man Ferris just kind of observing, kind of nodding with approval what he did, and kind of did you the hand motion towards the coat. By all means, it is yours.
Excellent. And she will take it, kind of experimentally brush it, feeling the fabric and so on.
It is very smooth silk. Feels so light, but also it feels sturdy. It feels like it.
It's enchanted, yes?
The tailor man is not, but of course.
How so? Is it detectable?
No.
Were I asked to hand over magical items, would this be detected?
No, it would not.
Kind of scans her eyes over it, nodding as he says it, but just making sure she can't see any runes or anything like that, regardless.
You observe. It's. I mean, you don't even like. It's so well made. You don't even see the thread.
Excellent. You know, if I did, I would be filing a letter of complaint. Um, I know what this man
Where
is
do you see
capable of.
friends?
I've experienced his work before. I know what this man can do. So with a kind of nod of approval, I will not put it on. Instead, I will tuck it under my arm.
You've just offended this man and his entire family.
Good. And with that, give him a single nod. I'm sure I'll be seeing you again soon.
I suppose so.
As she heads towards the door and stops, turns around. Do you do shoes?
The halfling who's basically by the door. No. But we do, quite revere cobblesmith. Uh, cobblers.
Understood. Just a thought. Then until next time. And out she'll go.
There you go.
Once outside, collect the bird, make it stop bullying the local cat population.
Yeah.
Been
And
watching
I will...
that bird. Andala's just
Actually,
literally fucking standing outside of that shop.
do I spot you?
I'm not hiding.
In that case, should I roll Eric's? See if I'm blind or not?
If he's not hiding, yeah, you can see familiar Andala strolling down the street with a new fucking jib.
Sees him. Expression instantly kind of hardens slightly. Whispers of suspicion. How long has he been there? Are you wearing your coat? I think you were, weren't you?
Yes.
He's got his coat. He could have just picked it up before me. A second of pause, really, and then she'll walk over towards you. How do you
So
do?
you've taken yours as well?
I have.
Well, it's been an interesting experience. I don't remember whether or not I've had the comfort of wearing this something along these lines before. I have no what kind of demon he weaved into this, but it's pretty comfortable.
Hopefully. Although practical as well. He seems like a
Remains to be
man of
seen.
many talents. You settle into the
Certainly
city
does.
quite well.
Getting used to it. I've been around. I do have to say, I find the bureaucracy of it slightly annoying.
Thankfully, I've managed to stay away from politics up until now.
I
But I
recommend doing that.
suppose I will have to have a look.
Although, if you want to drive people insane, I assume it is a great place to start.
Oh. Well, in that case, it might come with the job.
Andala just kind of shrugs. It is interesting, if you ask me. A lot of unusual places. A lot of really interesting stores. Have you been here before?
To the city? No. I live quite a way south, naturally.
There's a very slight shift in expression because it's the first time I've heard something about Alera's personal life.
She does seem slightly more relaxed than usual.
I was about to say, I'm kind of confused.
Kind of a little glances around. Have you seen the other two?
In fact, not. In a few days, honestly.
I wonder if that's
Was
a good thing or bad.
remains to be seen, I guess. I guess we'll meet them again when next was sent out, wherever was sent to.
Speaking of which, have you heard anything about that?
Not yet. The Taylor said that we should be before really trying these out, we should sleep a night in them. So I assume
Fucking squints her eyes. Not at you exactly, but at
Mm.
that comment.
yeah. But whatever is inside of these, I assume it needs to rest at least one night before fully developing into whatever it is.
Hmm.
Remains to be seen. So I assume they planned for the production time and the actual resting period. By personal assumption, they'll send us out 2 days from now again.
That would sound good.
Any
A
plans
fair
on
amount
your
of
end?
time. Just settling in, growing accustomed, a little bit of shopping. First opportunity, really, to actually gather equipment and not scavenge it.
Honestly, Andala like fishes out like a gold coin out of like pocket of his vest, like that he's still wearing underneath the coat. I've kind of grown accustomed to it. Most of the dead don't really care for whether or not they get to keep their gold, so and
Oh, of
he kind of
course.
shrugs.
Once they've moved on, their claim to anything they owned moved on. But still, choice is always preferable.
So, just in general, what have you been up to? Just casual shopping or any visits,
Well,
friends, new acquaintances?
no acquaintances, at least none that I'm interested in talking to. Honestly, I'm
Anyone
just
who died?
enjoying the fresher air.
Did you hear the last question?
Oh, sorry, what you said?
Anyone who died.
It kind of blinks for a second. No one relevant, no. It's a city,
Just kind
though.
of
I
nods.
imagine people die all the time. She kind of cocks her head at him slightly. Why?
Just curious what you're up to.
That is a thought, though. Where are the local graveyards?
That is a good
Seen any
question.
temples or anything along those
I
lines?
mean, Andala has like this most painful grin on his face. Like this is genuinely a combination of frustration, a slight amount of actual like comical happiness to this, but it's just fucking ridiculous. Um, I do not know how they deal with graves, but at least temples are usually currently organized via the Department of Religion.
The Department of Religion.
Yes, I had the same face.
I see. Well, that sounds comforting. Do they also like white paint?
Yes, but they have individual offices with paintings.
I assume you visited them then?
Minor accounts of heresy, something I had to clear.
Anything going to cause a problem?
Not for you.
I see. Kind of looks at him for a
Or the
moment, up and
Greycoat.
down. Is this new or old heresy?
Very old.
Ah,
Kinda. He looks up for a second. Happened at some point in the last 70 years.
I think she already knows you have memory loss, so she's going to immediately chalk that up to you genuinely don't know sometime in 70 years. I don't know when.
At some point during that time period. When exactly? How the fuck should I know?
Actually, remind me, how old do you look?
Well, I'm a gnome.
Hmm.
Gnome is age? Raxus, how easy is it to determine a gnome's age?
I feel like they just get to 20 and immediately look 80 for the next 30, 40
Yeah.
years.
Yeah, kind of the case.
That is kind of my
Although
perception
he
as well.
looks very young. Well, not
Opposite
child,
of
but he looks like he's in
Yeah.
his golden years before, like that golden spot where it's like he's not a child anymore, but he's not the wrinkly old
grandpa.
goblin. Yeah,
What's a gnome's golden years?
like 24.
24. So he's saying like 70 years and then he looks like 24.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm. Believe me, I assume I can. Can you see that confusion and like that mental process on
I
Alara's
think
face?
probably yes. Like she's trying to be polite about it. Like she's not
But
staring at you
yeah,
going,
yeah,
huh?
but it takes like a few seconds, and after like 2 or 3 seconds,
You see it
it
more in
becomes
her
to be pretty
eyes than her
obvious what's going
face.
on. Yeah.
Her eyes are like
Mm.
scanning you, just like this.
Eh?
Eh?
Believe me, I am currently in exactly the same situation. I did not believe that I would be 70 to 80 years old.
Right. And did you get this on good authority?
Well, the person who told me identified me with a stick and cannot see, so I've seen better information,
Hilarious fucking staring at you at this point.
which I personally
Um,
consider to be very reasonable. Like, that staring is very reasonable.
Well, I'm happy you're learning more about yourself. Just be skeptical. Not all soothsayers and crystal balls are real.
The benefit of that kind of person is they don't see the gunshot coming, so if I figure out in the long run that he's calling bullshit, I guess he'll get some favors returned.
Nods. This time, just like, yeah, actually, that checks
Yeah,
out. Fair
that's
enough.
reasonable.
Very reasonable. Yes, yes, yes. What time of day is it, Eric's?
Let's see.
It's pretty early.
Looks at the sky. Like noon.
Hmm.
I do this, bro.
Have you eaten today?
Nothing yet?
Let's go get something.
Lunch. Let's go.
Sure, absolutely. Don't really have any
Never
ideas as to.
They're on
That's a
the
gift.
day. They're on the...
Oh, absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Goddamn. Ay.
Fucking Alera is like, oh, we're on a
Just saying
date.
this.
On the...
Just saying this hard. If you say that to the face of either Andala or Alera,
I
you're
think
going to fucking die.
I think Alera would look at you and said, "We're not."
And by the time she finishes that sentence, Andala has already shot you.
Listen, Ori can deflect bullets. I don't know what. Anyway, it's been 3 hours. You want to call it here?
Yes.
We'll start next session with a lunch adventure. Let's see.
Let's see if we bump into Hog or
Yeah.
anyone else.
Harg is having a schizo nightmare at the moment. I'm sorry, Harg.
That's
at
hilarious.
midday.
Yeah. He had.
Fucking
That shop
thrashing
has been
about in his
visiting
bed.
You know how you're
What
like
the
both.
fuck is the cloak doing to me?
You know how you both like, it's kind of like interesting, cool. Ori fucking felt shivers down his spine when he fucking saw it, and now he's wearing it. He's having a moment at the moment. Anyway, anything you want to say before I'm shutting the stream down with no survivals or record?
I'm wearing a fucking shadow demon as a coat. This is great.
Let's
I
go.
made another concrete friend.
Another peaceful day.
Shut the fuck up. Shut.
Finally.
Hiding
reached
and feeding
the
corpses to the
The
dog.
Alera and Dilatate
Another
arc.
peaceful day.